4 straight times in the regular season since Tom Brady got there. So they're confident. They think they can win this division. That's why they wanted a couple key players. Chris Olave is going to be one of those key players for the New Orleans Saints and their offense going forward. Silky smooth. Everything he does is easy. He's got outstanding route tempo. The only knock on him, just want to see him get a little bit stronger, a little more physical, especially with the ball in his hands after the catch. But here he is working vertical. He's got that second gear. Once the ball goes up in the air, he can really go get it. The route running polish, you can make a case as good as anybody in this draft class. Here he is working against Patrick Surtain, one of the best corners in the NFL, and getting a nice move on him on a comeback to finish. Here he is down in the red zone. Again, watch the head, just the subtleties of the route running. That's where you see the polish with Chris Olave, and then go down the field, go up and get the ball. He did this throughout his career, whether he was wearing 17 or whether he was wearing 2. Made a bunch of big plays. I remember him getting on the field against Michigan as a freshman. I think Joel Klatt might have been there, him blocking a punt and just making plays. So there's the Buckeyes and the wide receivers, both of them off the board already, Rich.
As you could see, we've seen this before. Ted Ginn and Anthony Gonzalez in 07. Wide receivers from Columbus being picked in the first round.
The Minnesota Vikings have traded the 12th pick to the Detroit Lions. With the 12th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jamison Williams, wide receiver, Alabama.
So they moved 20 spots to take the Alabama Crimson Tide receiver.
The GPS numbers back that up, by the way, that the teams have. That speed is legit. He might not have that change of direction that Tyreek Hill has, but I think he has that top gear, which is insane. Ludicrous speed if we want to go Spaceballs. The toughness, you see that with him as a gunner. Obviously, he's coming off that ACL injury. Rich mentioned it, though. Moving around pretty well. I think they should be ready by the middle of October, according to the teams that I talked to. This was one big play after another for Alabama. You could throw him a little slant and then watch what he does with it. He's going to run away from everybody on the football field, and he makes it look effortless. At the top of his route, dropping his weight. Sometimes you get those fast front line, straight line guys. They can't get in and out of the break. Did a nice job there. And here he is with the burst, the double move. Again, look at this separation working against Georgia, tracking the ball down the field. That's something he does naturally as well. These are home runs. The Detroit Lions, he's not going to have to touch the ball 8 or 9 times to have an impact on a football game. He's going to be able to do it in 2 or 3.
And this type of a guy, he creates big plays in a team that's trying to catch up.
As his rehab process, as you see right here, it's now time to welcome him to Primetime, delivered by Pizza Hut.
Welcome. The Houston Texans have traded the 13th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. With the 13th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jordan Davis, defensive tackle, Georgia.
And there he is, the big Georgia Bulldog who lit it up at the Combine. I mean, was just absolutely fantastic, moving around and showing what he could do for a man his size. And for a draft that started with 5 defensive players, that just ended a run of 7 on offense as the Eagles trade up to jump in front of the Ravens and take Jordan Davis.
And Jordan Davis and Mailata, the big left tackle for the Eagles. I'll pay to watch that one in practice as well. They're 2 of the bigger human beings you'll ever see.
Down of Philadelphia. Where's Don Cornelius when you need him? Get the dance line going.
Jordan Davis swallowing up the commissioner of the NFL right here as he's getting set to hold up the Philadelphia Eagles.
Better be a large jersey.
That one's not going to fit. That's not fitting.
That's not enough jersey.
You're going to need to order one.
You're going to need a special.
Hopefully they kept the receipt.
You see my Haynesworth comp there. He's got tremendous range against the run, and I think the potential is there for him to develop more as a pass rusher once the opportunities present themselves. You want to double him. He doesn't have any problem with that. He eats double teams and then still finds a way to make a play on the ball. The quickness to win right away, that's very unusual for a man of that size to win right off the snap with that quickness. The lateral range, this is what separates him. Look at how much range he has to make plays outside the numbers and then collapse the pocket. That's where he is right now as a rusher. See the penetration there again, working upfield. The pass rush is going to come. That is still a work in progress, but why not have some fun and throw him in there at fullback on offense as well? We talk about a freak. Well, according to AWS Next Gen Stats, look at where he is, right up there at the top of the list of these defensive tackles. Rich, he put on a show for us in Indianapolis.
Those are the Next Gen Stats powered by AWS Draft Score.
And you guys still got some corners out there, too.
Here's the Ravens pick.
With the 14th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Kyle Hamilton, defensive back, Notre Dame.
All right, Kyle Hamilton has been selected, and the Ravens just traded their way back into the first round with the Arizona Cardinals at 23 as well. We'll update you on what that means and what they're possibly doing. But Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame is now going to be wearing purple in Baltimore.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's Ozzie Newsome making the picks.
Mensa Society. Kyle Hamilton's one of them.
And he's going to go to an organization where they have a pretty good track record with safety play.
Chuck Clark's going to like having him back.
Oh, yeah. Big-time range and ball skills. You want to match him up with tight ends? No problem. He can handle that as well. Here he is showing you that range, working laterally. The pursuit that he has is outstanding. Takes great angles working to the alley. You can put him, as my friend Bucky Brooks likes to say, on top of the Christmas tree in the deep middle of the field. Here's the most impressive interception of the entire college football season, coming from the far hash.
Coach, he's still second and third.
Touching down, getting those feet down on the sideline. And here's what I love. When you watch special teams, you find out how much guys love football. This is not participating in special teams. This is dominating in special teams. He's going to fit in just right in Baltimore.
Well,
15th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Kenyon Green, guard, Texas A&M.
what do you think?
All right, Kenyon Green, one of the best interior linemen, but does have position flexibility. He's played 4 different spots. Laken Tomlinson, we saw the money he just got with the Jets. That was my comparison there for big Kenyon Green. This dude at 323 pounds can generate some serious movement in the run game. We talk about knockoff power and displacement. That's what he can give you. He's going to be able to provide that at the next level as well. Working up to the second level, climb up there, take great angles, wall off, stay attached. That's what he does outstanding for Jimbo Fisher in that Texas A&M offense. You want to pull him, show you his ability to get outside? He can do that as well. Here he is finishing, nasty, getting on top of you. That's what he does. Here he is pulling, getting out there, kick him outside. And then in pass pro, you're not going to get through him. He's so powerfully built. He's going to stay attached and keep a clean pocket.
Demanded a table pound right there. Okay, here is the commissioner of the NFL with the 16th overall pick. We're halfway through as soon as he says a name.
With the 16th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Jahan Dotson, wide receiver, Penn State.
2021 third team AP All-American.
Dotson makes it look effortless.
Jahan Dotson, wide receiver.
Makes a spectacular catch.
Jahan Dotson has the best hands in this draft. Unbelievable. His route running, here you see he's able to show you that polish at the top of his route, being able to attack that leverage, double moves. We've seen this with a bunch of these wide receivers so far tonight. Or looks like Deshaun Jackson physically. He's got that same type of a build, and he can get that extra gear when he needs it. The run after catch, he can make you miss, and he can run away from you, showing you his niftiness there. Contested catches, here's where you see the best hands in the draft. The ability to adjust down the field. Outstanding. High point it. And then this is one of the best catches you'll see in this draft class, the one-hander against Shaun Wade in Ohio State. Joel, I know you saw a lot of Jahan Dotson during his career at Penn State.
What I loved about him, DJ, is he had a great feel for space, in particular over the middle. Watch him climb the linebackers and play action, and there again, those hands that you were talking about, climbing the ladder, going up, snatching that football out of midair. An unbelievable catch, and this guy was so productive. Here, another circus-style catch. Just keep in mind, he played for 3 different offensive coordinators over the last 3 years, and he was still so productive. Second in Penn State history with 183 receptions. Half of this guy's touchdowns, by the way, guys, 40-plus yards. He is a dynamo.
Major trade that just happened in this draft. Major.
With the 17th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Zion Johnson, guard, Boston College.
Zion Johnson, how about his career? Started off at Davidson, transfers to Boston College, starts 49 games in college. Played some tackle, could play guard, goes to the Senior Bowl. Charles, we saw him play center, did an outstanding job there with the Chargers. Got to believe he's going to plug in at guard.
Chargers feel very good about the left side of their offensive line. It's the right side where the struggles were last year. Michael Schofield, right, at right guard. This is where they have the start of the replacement. You talked to Chargers last year, talked about Chargers game. Left side, that's where the plays were going to happen. Right side, they were just trying to hold up. Zion Johnson gives a chance to make more plays on that side.
It's a vote of confidence, Coach, too, in Trey Pipkins is a young tackle who could be their right tackle. He's going to plug in at right guard.
High praise for a guard is the word square. This guy plays square, front side, back side in the running game. The way they play at BC, you get a chance to see all that. He's a great pass protector. I also wrote down the word grappler. He gets his hands on you. He can torque your body. He can get you on the ground. He can open up those lanes for the runners.
As he is a new Los Angeles Charger here in AFC West Country in Las Vegas, Nevada. What a dream come true for this young man with a smile on his face. Zion Johnson, that's right, you're in the NFL. Daniel?
Yeah, Zion Johnson, Coach, you did a nice job of describing his game and what he can bring. And for the Chargers team, balance was their theme of the offseason. They thought they needed to get that defense better. They've done that. They accomplished that with J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack. Charles, you mentioned that left side of the offensive line being dominant. Now they're getting some balance to that offensive line on the right side. All the different places he played, tackle, guard, and then as we mentioned at the Senior Bowl, he slid into center and did an outstanding job. I wrote the word wrestle down in my notes as well, Coach. He'll wrestle you at the line of scrimmage, and he can work up to that second level and cut off linebackers. He's also outstanding when you get him out there in the screen game. There he is at the Senior Bowl, being able to locate, latch, and finish. Just a real complete football player, not a lot of weaknesses there
Anymore, but we'll see. Will they draft his replacement now? Will they draft somebody else? We'll see.
The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 18th pick to the Tennessee Titans. With the 18th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Treylon Burks, wide receiver, Arkansas.
So there you go, a big physical receiver out of Arkansas to replace the big physical receiver out of Ole Miss that they didn't want to spend $100 million on.
You're going to be shocked, Rich, when you see my comp.
Is it
Treylon Burks?
Is that right?
We've got it. We can show you. My comp is A.J. Brown. That's who he is. Build speed. He's got that physicality, the yards after the catch. He is a monster after the catch, guys. Of all the top receivers in this draft class, those top 6 guys, it's him and Jameson Williams who are the best with the ball in their hands. Here he is on a jet sweep. Philadelphia is going to be able to do that. Nick Sirianni drawing it up, get the ball, let him go. Jalen Hurts, get the ball out to him, and he can do the rest. He can beat press with that physicality and get right on top of you vertically. And he hit a bunch of home runs for Arkansas, a bunch of 70-plus yard touchdown catches. As you see, a little subtle push there. Here's a double move, the separation that exists. Track the ball easy. And then down the field, catch radius, go up and get it. This is going to be an interesting combination. He's 50 pounds heavier than Devontae Smith.
Let's check out the NFL player comparison presented by Ram Trucks. And you say your comp is Debo, huh?
Well, we've been talking about 2 receivers tonight, A.J. Brown and Debo Samuel. Let's comp him to both because of the physicality. And the reason I went with Debo is when you watch Treylon Burks' tape at Arkansas, he's in the run game a lot like Debo as well, in addition to taking Wildcat quarterback snaps. So if you're an offensive coordinator, and now he goes with Tennessee, Todd Downing, you're dialing up those types of plays as well, even more so than you did for A.J. Brown, who didn't run those. And both those guys were baseball players.
Well, I think it's fascinating, obviously, that, that he's part of a trade essentially for A.J. Brown, and this is your comp. And then also, Charles, that your comp for him is Debo Samuel. Since A.J. Brown and Debo and DK Metcalf of Seattle is the conversation in the NFL right now is when you've got kids who ball out like they have in the first 3 years, and now it's time for their 4th year walk year, do you pay them like somebody like Davante Adams?
Thank you to our U.S. Air Force service members and all those serving our great nation domestically and around the world. With the 19th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Trevor Penning, tackle, Northern Iowa.
Well, there's your starting left tackle. Ideal frame. Remind me a little bit of Jake Long, and this dude is nasty.
There he is, Trevor Penning from the Northern Iowa. Kurt Warner beaming inside the draft hall right now as the Steelers are on the clock and they have every quarterback available to them.
Of that moment, and to announce the pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, please welcome Pro Football Hall of Famer Franco Harris.
I can't wait to hear what this reaction was upon seeing the name here.
This is incredible.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Hello, Las Vegas.
This is great.
Wow. I love this. I love this.
Okay.
With the 20th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
Quarterback, Pittsburgh. Yeah. All right.
So it
Kenny,
is.
welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Welcome, Kenny.
It
Here
is
we go,
Kenny
Steelers.
Pickett.
Here we go.
And there is the reaction. What a dream, no doubt, for Kenny Pickett as he was making his way and making his bones to be a big man on campus for the Pittsburgh Panthers, and the number of times that, you know, Mike Tomlin just sneaking to practice, Kevin Colbert sneaking to practice, just taking a look and see what's going on around here. And
What do you call it in recruiting, Coach? The bump in? Remember the old bump in?
Oh, there's a lot of bumping.
How many bump ins in the lobby in that facility were there? Oh, Kenny, didn't know you were down here right now.
wow, and he gets to be the Pittsburgh Steeler hope for the future with Trubisky and obviously Mason Rudolph still there. But what a moment in New Jersey for this young man. He gets to stay put, just walk across the hall,
And
right?
We've talked about these quarterbacks and how high would they go, and they might be disappointed they didn't go high. This is the best case scenario. You're going to a good football team in the Pittsburgh Steelers with a great defense, Charles.
Great defense, and don't forget of the building of the offense. They got to continue on the offensive line, and Najee Harris gives them a heck of a start last year, although he touched it about 1,000 times in his first year.
Well, Daniel mentioned this guy's going to compete right away. He's an efficient, accurate passer.
Yeah, to me, he's outstanding with his anticipation. He's a little bit more athletic version of Matt Hasselbeck. You know, you saw some of the comps for him with other guys. To me, Hasselbeck's the one that came to mind, just how he throws the football. There he is dropping back. Again, that anticipation, throwing into open windows. That's his calling card, the anticipation and the accuracy. Being able to see the whole field, being able to ID coverage and work backside. I thought he got through his progressions quicker than any other quarterback in this draft class, be able to deliver a strike down the field. Then suddenness, you get a free rusher. Can you make him miss? Can you create a play? Absolutely. He's able to free himself, keep his eyes down the field, and throw a strike for a touchdown. He can extend plays. He can create plays.